I'm Elisa Parker. It is the 23rd annual Wild and Scenic Film Festival. What an extraordinary event it has been so far. Thousands of people come from all over the world to share their stories and the incredible solutions they have to some of our most dire situations. And it really is those stories that help shape our culture and the world we want to see, and bringing joy in that as well. And someone that is doing that in such an incredible way is our next guest. We have with us Mikah Meyer, and the film is called Canyon Chorus, and it won an award. It's an award-winning film, Mikah.
I even brought the award with me. I've been carrying it around all day. I'd wear it on my neck if I could, but it's pretty heavy. It's a real rock.
It's from the
Yuba River.
That's a real Yuba rock,
yeah.
And it carries with it so much goodness, Mikah.
And I'm going to carry it with me, literally and figuratively, so be ready. Yeah.
We are ready for it.
Right,
the world is
right
ready
here.
for this.
Yeah.
The world's been ready for you. Actually, it has been. I know it's been a wild journey for you.
Scenic, yes.
You know, and scenic,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just how you have integrated your own personal story into your work and in this film, Canyon Chorus. So we're gonna dive in and talk about your own personal story in this. But give us a synopsis of the beautiful film Canyon Chorus.
Well, it's a 16.5-minute short, so it's a really easy watch. And as I tell people, if you watch it and you don't laugh and you don't cry, I'll give you $10. And I have never had to pay anyone $10 because we really tried to make it like a Ted Lasso episode in the sense that you're feeling all the emotions all at once in one experience, which is really representative of what a river trip is, which is what we filmed it on. And I really specifically wanted to have that experience for the cast who had not had these river trips before, to get that experience of going on a multi-day trip where your cell phone does not work and where sort of your only option is to spend time with the people you're with and admire the beautiful nature around you. And I think that comes through in the film because we truly are on a journey as a cast of real life friends, and I think the audience feels that and feels that journey that they're part of as well.
100%. So, and what river did you go down?
The Green River.
The Green River.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you bring with the group as your community chorus. Or some of them, and your mentor.
Yeah.
Is that Larry? Am I making that up?
Yeah, no, so Larry was my college choir director.
Okay.
And then his former partner was also on the trip.
Okay.
And then one of my really good friends who lives in Maui, whose name is Dean, and another really good friend who lives in Seattle, whose name is Ummer. And so it was kind of like my wedding in the sense that all these people who I had known for a really long time and I was really close with but had never met each other came together and got to meet each other. And it's like what I imagine every bride and groom hopes for. It's like, will all my close friends get along with each other? And they all did magically, as you see in the film. So it was a really cool moment for me, as not even thinking about the film, of just getting to see my close friends gel that well.
It weaves all those elements together, right? Mm-hmm. So you're building in, how wild when you get all your favorite people together, and you're together for several days.
Yeah.
And you guys bring so much joy to it too. Yeah. And there's being silly, there's moments of you just being authentically raw and vulnerable.
Yeah.
There's the education of the Green River.
Yep.
Tell us about that. Just tell us what it felt like to be in the Green River, and how do you describe that to people? Like what it feels like.
I mean, I hate to say this, but it's one of those things you can't really experience until you go, because I feel like our world is so insanely connected that our brains don't even really know how to relax anymore. And I think when you do a multi-day river trip, that there is that first day energy where people are like, what's my work email saying? What's my family texting me? I don't know. And you see it takes a day for their brains to sort of rewire to like, oh, okay, like my only job is to enjoy the scenery around me, to spend time with the people I'm facing face to face, and to have fun. And after a day, you see their brains really rewire and they act differently. And that's why I think river trips are unique. They're a unique form of travel that is hard to replicate in any other tour in existence right now.
Canyon Chorus, in my opinion, does such a wonderful job of depicting the wonderful essence of what it means to be human. And I think that is really important right now. Like that, in all of my work, I know what keeps showing up is, what does it mean to be a human being? And what does it mean to show up in that best way? And it really captures that. And then it dives into your own story about your dad and being was a minister.
Yeah.
Right. So tell us about that, and tell us how your own personal journey ties into all of this. I mean, by the way, Mike has gone to how many all the national parks?
Yeah.
Have you gone to all of them?
So every single National Park Service site, and a lot of Americans, a lot of international visitors, a lot of news outlets incorrectly think that America's National Park Service only manages the 63 national parks, so Grand Canyon, Yosemite, Acadia, and they don't know that our National Park Service also manages national monuments, national seashores, national preserves, reserves, 20 different designations, making up currently 433 sites. So I spent 3 years nonstop and went to every single site that the National Park Service manages.
How did you sustain that?
It was hard, to be honest. I got a lot of hate mail from people who were like, I'd love to go on a 3-year vacation. And I'm like, bro, I would too. Like, did you not read the part where it said I started this without the money to finish it? And that's what I did. About a year into the journey, I was running out of money. And as you mentioned, my dad was a minister. At one point, he was the minister at the largest Lutheran campus ministry in the country, and he won the award for being the best Lutheran campus pastor. And as a pastor's kid, everybody asks, are you going to grow up and be a preacher like your old man? And I always said, heck no. And my dad got the last laugh because the way that I funded the remaining 2 years of the National Parks journey was I was the guest singer and preacher at 113 churches across America. I would show up and I would sing and I would preach for free, and then I would set out a basket and I would say, if you believe in what I'm doing, there's a basket in the back. And America's Christians funded a gay man to set a world record.
That is incredible,
Yep.
Mikah. It is incredible. And then the film depicts halfway through, I don't need to tell the whole story for it, but just how it shifted for you and tying in your own story about being a gay man, and how that is obviously a key part of the journey that you had with the national parks. But you've done other expeditions too.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of those.
Well, so when COVID was happening, we weren't supposed to leave our houses, and there was sort of a limit on the adventure we could do. And at the same time, I was living in downtown Minneapolis, like a mile and a half from where George Floyd was murdered. And when that happened, my community writ large was saying, hey, white people, this is the world you built. It's not our job to fix your problems. So what are you going to do to make the world a better place? And I thought, I can't solve racism. I can't solve homophobia, but I have white privilege, I have a platform on social media, and I have a profession in the outdoors industry. So what can I do to make my niche better? And I launched this outside safe space symbol, which you see on my hat, my pin, my shirt, my stickers everywhere.
I love it.
And it's a symbol to recognize who is an ally in outdoor, rural, and active places. So typically the queer community, we feel safe in urban centers or symphony halls or Broadway theaters or neighborhoods, places where we have sort of fled our rural upbringings to congregate in numbers in places we feel safe. So when we go to the outdoors, when we go to rural places, we have our guard up and we're like, these are the people who made me hate myself, who made me leave this place. And so this symbol is made specifically for people in those spaces who are allies to wear it, so that if I'm in the outdoors and I see you wearing this symbol on your hat, I know that I don't have to lie and say my boyfriend is my brother so that you don't kill us in our tent that night. And this whole symbol was inspired by that moment in history. You see the rainbow flag, the trans flag, the bi flag in the symbol. The whole tree trunk is made up of all the different racial skin tones around the world.
Wow.
It was inspired by the rainbow trees of Haleakala National Park, that when you peel away their bark, there are all these different rainbow colors behind them. And then for every member of the queer community who doesn't represent themselves with one of those flags, the entire tree is made up out of triangles, which is a traditional symbol of the queer community. So the goal was to make a symbol that represented every single person who's not straight or cisgender, and then invite allies to wear that symbol when they're outside to make the world a more welcoming place.
Wow. Where can we go get that?
So if you're watching, you can get it on OutsideSafeSpace.com or Instagram at OutsideSafeSpace. If you're coming to the awards ceremony tonight, I'll have a table right out front and I'll be selling them. So we have beanies, we have stickers, magnets, patches, anything you could need to wear it while you're recreating in the outdoors.
Okay. What do you want is a key takeaway for everyone who has an opportunity to see Canyon Chorus? Your adventure of your life continues, Mikah.
Yeah.
So, right? I mean, I'm curious what you're doing next, but also just what do you want people to take away from this, in addition to all the wonderful things you shared?
Well, thank you. Yeah, there's a section of the film that I think kind of gets lost because there's a lot of voice overlays. Everyone's telling their story at once, but you hear Dean say, you know, like, I told my mom that I was gay, and she said, don't tell your father. Shane said that he told his mom, and she said, don't tell your grandfather. And then Ummer tells the camera that he's still not out to his parents. And I think the theme in that is like, why is it that everyone is saying, don't tell the men in your life? The men in your life will not be able to handle the fact that you're gay. So my challenge to all the men watching this is like, is that the reputation you want? Do you want people to think that they have to be afraid of you? Maybe you do. But if you don't, then you need to be active in letting people know, hey, I will love you whether you're gay, straight, or purple. And if you have kids, or if you're a mom, you know, it's not just men. If you have kids, or you have nieces or nephews or children in your life, actually tell them, hey, I just want you to know that I will love you no matter your sexual orientation or gender identity. Because if I would have heard that as a kid, it would have changed my life. If Ummer would have heard that, if Dean would have heard that, if Shane or Larry. And I think it's like the difference between being not being racist and being anti-racist. Like, you can be like, oh, I don't hate gay people. My kid will just know that and feel it. No, you have to communicate it. You have to tell them, or else the world writ large is telling them that they should be ashamed of who they are.
Wow.
So unless you as a parent or adult overcome that societal anger and hatred, your loved ones are not going to feel it.
Wow. That's all you need to say.
Just
That's all you need to say, Mikah. No, it's so true. We need, more than ever right now.
Yeah.
Forever, but especially right now. Having the courage to show up in this capacity for each other, and to show up in love and respect of each other, and walking the talk. Having kids, they're only going to model what their parents are doing. So,
Totally.
you are an extraordinary model and inspiration, Mikah, and please keep us posted on what is going to unfold for you next.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be really big, important things. I know Canyon Chorus is just another key part in your life and all the amazing things you're creating. So thank you for being here. Congratulations on
Thank
winning.
you.
I was looking for your award. You can find him tonight. So awesome. And thank you for being part of Wild and Scenic Film Festival.
I hope it's not my last time here.
It won't be your last time. By the way, he sings in the movie too. He sings in the movie.
Giving away the ending.
I'm hoping you sing tonight. Go some high falsetto in there.
Maybe we have a surprise for you. You gotta
really?
come and find out. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm Elisa Parker. It is the Wild and Scenic Film Festival. Mikah, right here, it's Canyon Chorus. Go see him tonight for the award ceremony, and we will be right back. Thanks so much.